Welcome to Master 2255 English Phrasal Verbs, complete course with 150 categories for fluency. This course is your ultimate guide to mastering phrasal verbs in every context. Today, we're focusing on the 54th category, Money Matters, phrasal verbs for finance and savings. These verbs are essential for talking about managing money, spending, and saving. Let's dive in. First, let's begin with pay off. This phrasal verb means to completely repay a debt. For example, she paid off her student loans in 5 years, or we're working hard to pay off the mortgage early. Next is run out of. This refers to using up all of a resource, like money or savings. You might say, we ran out of cash before the end of the trip, or he ran out of funds halfway through the project. Save up means to collect or reserve money for a specific purpose. For instance, I'm saving up for a new car, or they're saving up for their dream vacation. Fork out describes spending money, often reluctantly. You could say, he had to fork out a lot for the repairs, or we forked out on tickets for the concert. Splash out refers to spending money extravagantly, usually on something enjoyable. For example, they splashed out on a luxury weekend getaway, or she splashed out on a designer handbag. Cut back on means to reduce spending or consumption. You might hear, we're cutting back on dining out to save money, or they cut back on unnecessary expenses during the recession. Take out describes withdrawing money or arranging a loan. For instance, he took out $200 from the ATM, or they took out a loan to finance their new business. Chip in means to contribute money for a shared expense. You could say, everyone chipped in for the office party, or we all chipped in to buy her a gift. Dip into refers to using money from savings or a reserve. For example, she had to dip into her savings to cover the emergency, or they dipped into their retirement fund to pay for renovations. Rake in describes earning or collecting a large amount of money. You might say, the business raked in millions in its first year, or he's raking in profits from his investments. Cough up means to reluctantly give or pay money. For instance, he had to cough up the fine for parking illegally, or she finally coughed up the money she owed me. Break even refers to making just enough money to cover costs, with no profit or loss. You could say, the company broke even in its second year, or we need to sell more to break even this quarter. Mark up means to increase the price of something. For example, they marked up the prices during the holiday season, or the retailer marked up the product to cover their costs. Bring down refers to reducing costs or prices. You might hear, the government is working to bring down inflation, or they brought down the cost of production with new technology. Finally, shell out describes spending money, often reluctantly. For instance, we had to shell out for a new washing machine, or he shelled out on repairs after the accident. These phrasal verbs are perfect for discussing financial decisions, savings, and spending. Practice using them in conversations about money, and they'll quickly become second nature. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.